Hey, hello, good morning, guys. This is Cody Gautam. And guys, today we will be doing something else other than daily code combat. This is because when you go to a job interview, or if you want to do a job in programming in real life, they won't give you a hero and they won't ask you to attack Shamans, ask him to free his teammates. Well, that even though that does contain very useful information, they will not give you that type of situation. They will give you a data set and they will ask you to analyze it. So today we will be analyzing some data sets and bringing some predictions on them in this series, time series analysis. It will be like 10 to 20 series, a 10 to 20 video series. And in this series, we will be talking about how to use Google Trends slash pytrends, which is Google Trends made into Python, and how to use it to make predictions. And it also gives us data in a data frame like this, and how we analyze it using graphs. Okay, so first we'll go head on to Google Trends, and first we need to understand what even Google Trends is. So here is Google Trends, the site trends.google.com, and then we have everything needed. Then it shows us data from around the United States. So it shows that Kim Kardashian is very more popular than Taylor Swift, that many countries in the world are interested for the World Cup, and American football is more popular than normal football in America. So now let us search up a keyword. So now I want to see pizza. So let's go Pizza Hut. So it's loading, getting the data. Okay, Pizza Hut restaurant company. So here are the categories we could use. So first, we could choose what region. We could choose all many regions. Then we have the past 12 months. We have 2004 to present, past 5 years, past 90 days, etc., etc. Then all categories: arts and entertainment, business, books and literature, games, hobbies and leisure, jobs and education, etc. And then web search, image, news, Google Shopping, or YouTube search. So we can play around with those. And I'm just gonna change Pizza Hut to worldwide. I want the worldwide data, not data from only the United States. And I want it from 2004 to present. And if you're wondering why you can't go past before 2004, Google Trends didn't exist then. So now we see this graph. What is this graph showing? The amount of searches? The amount of people that went to Pizza Hut? What is it even showing? It is showing the interest over time. So numbers represent search interest relative to the highest point on the chart for a given region and time. A value of 100 is the peak popularity for the term. A value of 50 means that the term is half as popular. A score of 0 means there was not enough data for this term. So the peak 100, we can see that the peak is in 2015, 2016. That is when it hit peak popularity, and Pizza Hut was very popular then. And then you can see it's monthly data, but once we use pytrends, it shows us weekly data. And some extra perks from Google Trends that are not in pytrends are these. They will show you a map of the interest worldwide. So United States has a 90 search interest. Then Russia has a 3, Germany has a 4, Peru with a 30, New Zealand with a 93, and it shows us lots of other things. So first Sri Lanka with 100, El Salvador 98, New Zealand 93, United States 90, Kuwait 86, and if you want to search more, you just click this button. And if you click includes low volume regions, it includes regions that have even a very small search value, but that affects the search results that we get here. Then related topics. So Just Eat Company, Uber Eats, Pizza, Grubhub, Doctor of Philosophy degree. I don't know how that is related to Pizza Hut, but And then we can see the top queries: pizza, Domino's Pizza, menu, coupon, delivery. Yeah, now we're getting more related topics. Then pizza near me, Pizza Hut near me, Domino's near me, delivery near me, and pizza delivery near me. Then you can search for more. Pizza Hut delivery, Papa John's, Just Eat, pizza places, PhD, and so on. So this is the data provided by Google Trends website. You can go ahead and visit it. But in pytrends, we only get the data for this information. And then we head on to our IPYNB. So I already did some typing. This is what we're going to do for today. So first, we get pip install pytrends. So pip is the module that installs modules for us. So we want the module pytrends, which is Google Trends, but pytrends. So we install, for me it says requirement already satisfied because I already did all this. For you it might say downloaded. Then we have pytrends, LXML, pandas, numpy, pyz, python, charted, urlib, and more. After we have pytrends imported, we will now import some necessary libraries. After that, we have pandas, basic libraries, pandas to get the data frame, numpy to analyze it lightly, and matplotlib as PLT. So as I said, it's going to show looking indexes, collecting patches, downloading, and then it downloads that successfully installed. You have to wait for the successfully installed and the cell to show a check mark. That shows that the cell is run. Then we have import pandas as PD, numpy, and matplotlib. Then we are going to use statsmodels to run some series tests, the AED Fuller test, granular causality test, ACF and PACF plots, mean square error, root mean square error, mean absolute error, to show us how much error our model made. Then we're gonna use ARIMA models to forecast, and then we are going to use a seasonal decompose to check for seasonality. And at the end, we will also use neural networks to predict. We have LSTMs, and we are also going to use keras. So to get ARIMA working, we need to install PMD ARIMA. So we install PMD ARIMA, and there is this weird thing with PMD ARIMA. So I'll wait for these cells to run. So I'm just waiting for the cell to run. Okay, it ran. So now once you click install PMD ARIMA, it's gonna load for a bit. Then it downloads. Then you have to wait for it. Yeah, and then you say, warning, the following packages were previously imported. You must restart the runtime. So how do you do that? You see runtime on the top left? Click restart runtime or Control M. Then click yes. Don't worry about local variables being lost. And then we do everything again. But this time, don't rerun pip install ARIMA, as once you restart the runtime, the newly installed versions are already in. So you could skip that cell and then go to PMD ARIMA, where we import auto ARIMA, ARIMA results, and serema if there is seasonality. So after the cells ran, that is the basic imports. Now we are going to make data. So you get trend rec, which is trend request from pytrends, and then you run that. Then pytrends equals trend rec equals HL. HL stands for host language, and that's English of the United States. Then the list of keywords we want to analyze are pizza, salmon, popcorn, and spinach. And one thing over here to note that you can only do up to 5 keywords as shown over here. I can only compare 5 keywords. Okay, now let's compare Domino's pizza. Okay, so let's do Domino's pizza. Then we got Papa John's. Then we got 7-Eleven. And then let's do Panera Bread. So you can only do up to 5 words. As you see, the plus button disappears. And just to note, here Pizza Hut still has the advantage as Pizza Hut is the top in Domino's Pizza. Oh, it's getting wrecked. And this is not because it's bad. Domino's Pizza is really good. It's not because it's popular, because you have to see what it says on the bottom. It says Pizza Hut Restaurant Company. Pizza restaurant in Union, Turkey. Well, of course there would be zero interest for that. Only if you search for Turkey, then there might be some interest for that. But worldwide, no one cares about a Turkey restaurant a lot, to be real. So that's why sometimes you have to be careful of what you're searching for. So now we're gonna do some food items. So you do pizza, we're gonna do salmon, and then we're gonna do popcorn and spinach. So then, as I said, the time frame. This is the time frame, and the time frame is today. 5 years. We're gonna go 5 years back, which is this button. You can't just type past 5 years. You have to do today, space 5 minus y for the formatting. Then geo, we want worldwide, so we leave the quotes empty. Then gprop is the category. Gprop is this, the property. And we just want web search, so we leave it empty. Then the category, we just say 0, as we want all categories. And just note that I put 0 in a string here, because it accepts string 0. And then pytrends.build payload with the list, with the category, time frame, geo, gprop. And then the data is the interest over time. So now we got that. We have our data officially ready. But we want to clean it a bit. This is because we want to drop where is partial equals true. Is partial is where we have partial data. And when we have partial data, it says that we just have zero interest. And this is what would happen to your graph. So let's take the blue line, for example. It would just be going straight. It would be going straight. But then since we have partial data, it's going to like go to 0. This would screw up our predictions and screw up our model's accuracy. So that's why we drop is partial. But when the data is not partial, that's actually solid data, then when we rerun it, it adds the new column. So data.plot, we want to see our data, and the fixed size 30 by 8 is generally a very nice, fills the whole box, and the height of 8 gives us a place where we can see the data. And then one thing to note here is that salmon, popcorn, and spinach are still very good dishes, but you might be thinking it's still at 0. No, it's not. As we saw, it's comparing to the other things. And to get this into view, so let's say we have, let's do Pizza Hut again. Let's do Pizza Hut. This time the topic, just generally about Pizza Hut trending. Okay, as you can see, we're touching the hundreds, and the partial data I said is this line over here. It's incomplete data sometimes. If Python just crashes it to 0, saying that incomplete data, and it's gonna input it as 0. This Google Trends actually has like the current value for it, even though it's partial. But Python just puts it as 0, so we need that line of code. And the main part was we see that Pizza Hut has 100. It has a very, very nice bar. But let's compare it to a blockbuster movie, Encanto. So let's see, Encanto, you are going to see lots of change. If we click Encanto, and we wait, Pizza Hut just disappears. It disappears. Because the craze for Encanto in January 2022 was immense. There was like merchandise, theaters were selling out. And so everyone was crazy about Encanto then. So you could see the difference. Now Pizza Hut, it's less than 1. It's like in the point. It's like 0.2, 0.5. But if we go back, we can see that it comes to a peak of 100. So that's one thing to note when we look at our bar graphs. We will be analyzing the data separately so you can see how the data compares. So and just to prove that point, we're going to get salmon, and we can see that's how salmon works. And then you can like take the data by itself. You can say data. You can say data popcorn. The plot fig size equals 12 by 8. Run. And then I spelled fig size wrong. Rookie mistake. My bad. And then it's fetching the data. And here's the data for popcorn. And I chose this data because now you can't decide whether it's stationary or not. Stationary data is like this. You cannot prove that it's stationary yet, but it's just staying in one line. It goes up, but it comes down in proportion. It's just staying 7 to 8 in the medium. It just stays there. Did an upcline. But data like let's go back to Google Trends and let's find some non-stationary data. So let's see something that got popular recently. Let's type Minecraft. Minecraft got really popular. So we're gonna go Minecraft. And so as you can see, this is not stationary data as it does not stay still. And this even proves my point because here this is not stationary data. It had a mean of 0, but then it came back to 100 in 2013. Now it came back down, spiked with the new Caves and Cliffs update, then keep continuing. So yeah, this is not stationary data. This is not stationary data. And to prove that, that's why we have imported the Ad-Fuller test and the Granger causality test to detect causality, and we will be doing those in the next video. The point of this video was to understand Google Trends, import necessary modules, load our data, understand a bit about pytrends, and understand stationary and non-stationary data. So I also have one last thing to show before we finish the video. So let me go to my sketchpad. And there is just some gibberish. So now let's create a new one. So if we have a graph, and then this is called a positive trend. Even if it still goes, it's still positive overall. So even if it's weird like this, even if it has lots of lines, it's still going straight though. So you can detect a positive trend. And this is a negative trend because like last time, even if the trend is really jumpy, it's still going down, and we can detect that decline. And then we have stationary data, doesn't go anywhere, maybe some slight movement, but still doesn't move a lot, just still stays within the lines. And then finally we have cyclical data. So let's think about summer trips, airlines. So let's start at January. January, not much, so it's gonna go low. Then February, March, April, May. May, summer holidays, fun. People go on vacation, so the price increases now. So then May, June, July, August. August school starts. People are not traveling anymore. August, September, October, November. November Thanksgiving and December Christmas. So that might be another small hill, not as much as summer, but still small hill. But then it comes back down. Then December ends. Then January, February, March, April, and then you can see the cycle continues. This is called cyclical data. And we might not see lots of cyclical data. We at the end of the course we might try to get some cyclical data like Christmas presents or surfboarding's popular in the summer, etc., etc. And yeah, this is basically the 4 types of data: positive trend, negative trend, and stationary trend, and cyclical trend. And these are the 4 types of trends you have to know when we start analyzing trends. So that is it, guys, for this video. Basic setup. And if you guys want to know what IDE I'm using, it's Google Colab. You can just type it, and then they have a whole introduction setup you can set up, and that it just uses some of your RAM and your disk, and you can check. So I used 1.45 GB of RAM with all my projects, and I used 38.45 GB with all my projects. And yeah, so this is it, guys, for episode 1 of time series analysis course. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. This is Coding with Gautam, and I will see you next time. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend. This is Gautam signing off.